Perfect. Luka, I'll start with you. 21 points. What was kind of working for you tonight?
Yeah, just going into the game, I was really focusing on the little things, not really too much scoring or, assisting and all that in my stats. I was really trying to get us in the offense, do my job, push the ball, be a pest on defense, and everything else just fell into place.
Yeah, and speaking of performance, I mean, three-point shooting has kind of been up and down all season for this team as a whole, but y'all combined had 9 of the team's 10 made three-pointers. How have y'all been able to really improve your game there, and how have you seen just the team as a whole improve their three-point shooting from the start of the season to now?
I honestly think it's just our confidence. I mean, we're in the gym all the time, and so I think just that constant work, just gives us that confidence to go into the games and just know that we can make any shot that we take.
And this team, it seems like almost every game so far this season has had a slower start to the first half, and you really come out stronger in the second half to have some of these comebacks. What do you think? Just before ACC play starts here, you have one more game before that. What do you think has to improve from a player's perspective once to kind of maybe get those starts going more in the first half?
Like I said, just the little things that we can control, like just execution, working hard on defense, bringing the energy. I think energy is a key factor for us. It seems like when things are going well, our energy's up, but when things go down, we get a little flat. So keeping that consistent energy, I think, will take us to where we need to be.
All right, we'll go to Zoom. Dan, you're up first.
Just what is it about the press, especially as guards and smaller players, that kind of makes it a successful defense for you to play in, a fun defense to play in, specifically against Fairleigh Dickinson? What made it successful for you tonight?
Yeah, like I said, our team feeds off energy, and once we get a couple steals, and we can smell that the other team is out of their pace, then we feed off that energy, and I think that really sets us in a positive momentum.
Kind of just as a quick follow-up, sorry for that. Is the psychology of kind of playing in that defense too, the kind of the intelligence level of it? When the ball gets inbounded, it has to be a quick move too. What are some of the things that you look for, that you see, that you then react to?
I think honestly, Coach Grant tells us a lot. We got to be on the hunt. And so I think just in that defense, we're just thinking we're going to be the aggressor. Instead of letting them bring the ball to us, we're going to try and make them put them on their heels. And I think just that psychology of it just makes us aggressive and makes us more hungry on the defensive side.
Yeah, Caleb, you look like you're really finding a rhythm as well. Just what or who has been the biggest help for you during your quick progression so far?
Really everybody. I mean, it's just an inner confidence that I've, always just carried within myself, just knowing that I can make any shot or I can play defense, I can just play basketball. But it's really just the whole team, them just pushing me every day and knowing, and they're telling me that I can make every shot and I can take every shot. And so that belief that they have in me just instills in me just the utmost confidence, just to go out there and just have fun at the end of the day. So.
This question for both of you guys, but obviously you two are two of the younger players on the team, but you guys obviously tonight been contributing a lot. How does it feel to make such an impact for the team, especially, as an underclassman?
It's awesome. I mean, to be honest, I feel like age is nothing but a number in basketball. Once you get on the court, we're all the same age. So, I feel just as comfortable getting on older guys as they are for me. So, I don't really think too much about that.
I think for me, it's just the practices that, that we've had. They're just intense, guarding Fred and Chase and DJ every day. I mean, that's just those are some of the best guards in the ACC. So just guarding them every day just gives me a chip on my shoulder, regardless of who I'm playing, no matter, the class. So I just go in with the same mindset.
One more question for Guy for players.
Yeah, I'm making a real easy one, guys. It was still one game. You had the 12-day layoff. Now you're going into Christmas. I asked this around Thanksgiving. What's the one thing we're looking forward to this week on the table? What's on the platter? What's got to be eaten this week?
Man, I've been gone too long. Honestly, I'm just excited for all my mom's cooking, but I'm a big mac and cheese guy. So definitely going to load that plate up with some mac and cheese for sure. Put some hot sauce on top of there, too, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, for me, I don't really get to go home because my home is Japan for me, so it's a little too far. But I'm staying with my teammate Jack, and his family's Italian, so I don't know what's gonna come out, but I'm gonna keep an open mind.
Good food.
Yeah, good food, hopefully. Yeah.
I'm married into it. you're going to be fed well this week.
Oh, great. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Coach, I know first half starts have kind of been an issue so far this season. It seemed like the team today had a stronger maybe first 5 minutes of the game and kind of fell flat in that midway point of the first. What did you see kind of out of the gate, and what did you kind of see during that little stretch right there where it seemed like the offense pulled off?
You know, it's disappointing. You know, we tailored two halves. You know, obviously proud of the guys for showing the character, doing what they needed to do, because we got ourselves in a tough situation that we had to fight out of, and we did that. But you know, the first half we've been off for 11 days. I thought we'd actually come out with a lot of energy because we were off, but we were off for 11 days. It's hard to win. They made 8 threes in the first half. I thought we contested some, and then we took the threes away. You know, we took the threes away. So I think in the first half they had 33 points. So it felt like we weren't guarding at a high level because they were making the threes, but we weren't scoring either. You know, so we had 24 points, but 33 points and a half with a team making 8 threes is, you know, a team to make 8 threes and a half should have 45 points. You know, so, but yeah, second half we just cleaned some things up, and we had some players that show up and play big basketball. Caleb Steger made some big shots. Luka Toews had a career high. So, you know, glad the guys were able to find a way to win.
Great. And talking about some of the guys that stepped up, I know Bowden Kapke didn't have the highest amount of points on the team, but made some really big plays, whether it was down by the rim and rebounding or a couple of clutch shots. What have you seen out of him since he's joined the program?
Yeah, there's growth and development. You know, he's starting to find some sense of belonging, you know, because if you think about what's going on right now in college basketball, he hasn't been through anything hard, or he hasn't been through anything great at his new school. He's like on the journey. And so he's starting to settle in, starting to realize that he belongs at Boston College, you know. And I just think he had a good game for us. He anchored us around the basket with some huge, you know, inside baskets against his own. We wanted to attack the inside, and I think he had 3 back-to-back baskets that really helped us.
Yeah, and you kind of mentioned it already. It's kind of a weird 3 to 4 weeks, kind of right in the middle of it right now, where you know, you're used to maybe playing 2 games a week. Now you're playing one every 12 or so days, really up until the new year. How do you kind of get this team kind of staying in somewhat of a routine, especially during the holiday and Christmas?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, you know. I even thought about calling some of the football coaches who got the long break for the bowl games and stuff just to, hey, what are you doing? Because we had 11 days. That's a long time. And we had exams, you know, and we try to practice and we try to get some rest and skill develop. So you kept looking at the calendar like, man, we got 4 more days before our next game. And it seemed like it took forever to get back to this moment. But glad we won. Glad we showed so much character in the second half. And looking forward to see what we look like when we can put 2 halves together like that.
Yeah, and with this kind of break, you know, with Christmas Day and the game on Sunday, what is kind of I assume there's not really a concrete plan right now, but what is kind of the
Yeah, you know, same thing. You go home, you enjoy your family, and then you come back and you got 2 days to prepare. And so that's what most of the guys are doing.
All right, we'll go to Zoom. Dan?
Yeah, Coach, the press defense asked the guards about it, Caleb and Luka about it, but for you, the guards specifically with Fred and having guys play out front in there, what about your smaller players kind of makes that successful in a game like tonight, and what kind of drove you to want to employ that type of defense?
Well, I mean, it is something that we've had a lot of success with over the years. You know, and it's something we've been doing for 18 years, you know, whether it be at previous schools or as an assistant at different places. And so we believe in it. And we like our man-to-man, but I thought tonight we needed to make a change. Our backs were against the wall. And so nobody goes into the game anticipating their back being against the wall, but it was. So when you get in that situation, you got to figure out what to do. And so I think we made a crucial change to we were pressing a lot of different ways. We picked up, got some deflections, got them a little bit tentative, and it just changed the game. You know, it changed the game for us.
And then as a secondary question to that, there were moments from the bigs, like Aiden and Bowden, where they make moves that are coming out and you know, whether it's on a block or anticipation or moving the basket. How much of that do you notice comes from their study of the play when they get the ball in their hand, or some of the movement that they do, that they see something and can anticipate it, or how much of that's coming from feel, how much of that's coming from a mental database that they have?
Well, I thought tonight Bowden was crucial in the middle of the second half. They zoned the whole half, so 3-2 zone. So we were trying to get the ball inside first to get some inside-out threes, to get some fouls, get our big guys an opportunity. So I thought Bowden delivered 3 baskets back-to-back, when we were in our run. And then with his last basket, we took the lead. So, he was crucial. I mean, he's a big, skilled guy, and he imposed his will a little bit, and we force-fed him, and he delivered for us.
Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, just talk about Luka's 21-point night. Does it feel like he's hitting a new offensive milestone every game in these last couple contests? And just like how comfortable is he getting offensively?
I mean, he's a winner, and that's why we recruited him. I mean, he's won at every level. And, he's getting better every day. We skill develop a lot. He's finding his niche. He's finding his role. Again, I didn't know he would go 6 for 9 from 3 or whatever he did. But I see him every day in practice, and we needed him to do what he did, and just really proud that he did that for us, his teammates, BC Nation. But even I'm happy for himself, like just to be able to get to that next phase as a player and start to become into the player that he really has a chance to be.
Nick, go ahead.
Coach, you mentioned, playing better second halves. That's kind of been a story of the season, starting a little slow and in the games a lot stronger. Tonight was a game where you guys were not only able to end the game stronger and win, but end it with a pretty significant lead, double-digit lead. What can you take from tonight going forward for the rest of the season on how to close out games and come back for second halves?
Yeah, I thought there was a couple things. First of all, again, the thing that excites me is it's a 40-minute game. And we haven't played 40 minutes yet. And it's impossible to play a full 40 minutes. That's almost a perfect night. But you can play 36. You can play 35, 37. I felt like we played maybe 29 good minutes tonight, 28 good minutes. So there's an opportunity for growth to close that gap. And then we become really dangerous if we can close that gap. So that's exciting, right? Getting closer to 40. But I thought late game tonight, I looked up at the scoreboard. It was a 4-point game with 5 minutes to go. And we told the guys, well, we've been here before, right? So we got to find a way to win these possessions. And I thought that we defended well. We had maybe one breakdown on a switch where they got a layup, but we defended well. And we made shots. And to be honest with you, that's the biggest difference. It's, a lot of times it's a miss game. I thought Luka and Caleb Steger, they made 2 crucial shots, too. So that was a big part of us closing the game.
Last question, we'll go to Luke if you have it.
Yeah, just with the 2 games before loading up with the ACC play, Coach. Where, if over the next couple of weeks when you get the guys back and you get that last game in, how have you started to prepare already for conference play? I know that you're breaking down your team, but where in advance do you start to get ready and gear up for that ACC schedule?
Yeah, you finish the non-conference. Right now, the only thing that matters is that the guys can get away, enjoy their families, and get back and have 2 good days of prep for our last non-conference game. So we can't really look too far past that because that's important to finish the non-conference. And we realize that we have to show up and play right physically and mentally to be successful. So we'll do that, and then we'll have multiple days to get ready for the next one. Obviously, we've seen most of the teams in the league, so we kind of got an idea. But right now, for me to put any thought in my mind or my staff or my players' mind about looking ahead, it ain't good for us. Like staying present and trying to get ready for our next game is kind of how we got to do. We got to take it one game at a time. But we're excited to finish the non-conference and get ready for the next challenge.
And I guess last for me is this isn't even a question, but happy early birthday. I know
Thank you.
This is coming up. So
Thank you.
What's on the docket for you for in a couple days?
Well, take my shoes off, watch a lot of football and basketball, Try to enjoy the family. You know, first time me and my wife and 3 boys will be able to be under the same roof with time to do anything. So looking forward to that. But yeah, it's my birthday that day, but you know, that's why I learned early that it's better to give than to receive, because I'll be giving out a lot of gifts, but I won't be receiving a lot.